Hey, it's Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today's the 18th, and this is going to be my number 2 in this short video series. Probably won't be more than about 4 or 5. But I'm going to start this one with a quote from one of my favorite founding fathers, and it was Thomas Jefferson. And Thomas Jefferson said, "All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent." That's Thomas Jefferson right there. All right, now, this channel is dedicated to homesteading. This channel is dedicating to growing food, a wholesome lifestyle. You know, we're workers, we're doers. We're the ones that produce wealth. And so I would reckon that we have a lot of people that listen to this channel and listen to the homesteading how-tos that I like to give out here, that are people of good conscience, all right? And if you do nothing, you are allowing tyranny to get a foothold. Now, this isn't really about Baker's Green Acres, although it is focused on me, and it is me. It's not my wife, it's not my kids, it's me. It's me because I stood up against the machine and I said, no, we have a constitution and you will live by that as well. Remember, this is old Jim right here. And they hate it when you name them and you show them. But you shouldn't, Jim, should you? I mean, this is who you are. And that's where you live. You shouldn't be ashamed of that. I hope you're not ashamed of it. Thomas Jefferson also said that when people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there's liberty. So I wouldn't think that that should be a problem, you know, showing who you are, what you look like, and where you live, and your phone number. I wouldn't think that'd be a problem, but maybe you would. I know the last time when we were in kind of a disagreement with the Attorney General's office, and I showed a picture of the two assistant attorney generals, those two little girls about lost their minds. Now, when I served my country, I took an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. I was proud to present myself in my uniform to the public. Why is it these public servants want to remain anonymous? I'll tell you why. And I'm going to title this one, "I'm Just Doing My Job." I'm just doing my job. Well, maybe I need to educate Jim a little bit on this one. When I serve in the military, if I am asked to do something that I know is illegal or unlawful, I am duty-bound to refuse that order. And I know that refusing an order is going to result in disciplinary action. But in the course of that disciplinary action, I should be found innocent. Court-martial, Article 15, whatever it's going to be. Because the truth will come out. If Jim has been told to refuse to give me my license, what I do to feed my family, my children, if he has refused to do that, and he has been told to do that, he should know, because he took an oath. All these state public servants take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution as well. I would think that he has read it, and I'm sure he remembers in the Fifth Amendment where it says that my life, my liberty, and my property, which is also my process, is protected under due process of law. All right, the permitting process is something that we have agreed to, and we said, okay, and we agreed to it, we pay. They're duty-bound to give us our license unless there's some sort of infraction. There has been no infraction. This is just sour grapes and, you know, more of the same stuff from this tyrannical regime or group of people that happens to be running the state right now. Not all of them. See, one of the purposes of making this is that when we went through our thing with the DNR in the Attorney General's office, a lot of people within those organizations, they were with us. They had taken oaths to protect and defend our constitutional rights. They had signed on to those positions in government knowing that they were going to be public servants. They were there to serve the public. Like when I serve my country as an American GI, I'm not there to get paid big bucks. I'm not there. It's not for me. I am a servant of my country. This man is a servant of the public here in the state of Michigan. His job is to, I don't know what his job is. He's a regional manager. He probably gets, I don't know what his job is. I think we should get rid of all those people probably and disperse that money into the roads or something. But this guy is duty bound to issue the license to me unless there's been some serious infraction, and there hasn't. There hasn't. Now, I think he's going to probably back up on what he said and said that, oh, this is just a yearly inspection. Well, in the years that we've operated in this, it's way over 10. There's never been a yearly inspection. I know several people that have licenses from the MDA, and they don't get yearly inspections. So when they start doing everybody else's yearly inspections, then I will just allow it. But I don't think that I should. This is because they issued a search warrant and they feel as though I impeded it, right? If you call standing up against them and asking questions, making sure that they got their I's crossed and their T's dotted, if you call that intimidating them, then I think that you're part of the problem. When these guys show up with a warrant over a picture of a ham, and they want to go through everything in my home, they want to supersede my Fourth Amendment rights. People have died for that Constitution, and some wiener from the Department of Agriculture, some field inspector, and I got her name on it. Her name is on here. It's Laurel Sorensen, a food inspector. A food inspector can search my home and my vehicles and take my computer, my laptops, and my telephones? A food inspector? Are you out of your mind? We have a serious problem. But there are answers to this. And I've said this before. We're going into an election, a governor's election. Now, maybe it would help for you to understand the chain of command here. You have the governor at the top, and then you have all these agencies, these bureaucracies below them. Department of Natural Resources, Department of Environmental Quality, Department of Agriculture. They cannot impede on our constitutional rights, the public. As a matter of fact, by law, you can find this. This is law. This is Public Law 451 of 1994, and it clearly states the departments have the power and jurisdiction over the management, control, and disposition of all land under public domain. You know what that means? That means not private property. This is a private business, and it's on private property, right? The permitting process is a contract that I enter into with them. And I say that I will do things a certain way. 3-compartment sink, screens on the windows, proper lighting, washable walls, all that good stuff for sanitation. All right, bye-bye. I do it. Go away. That doesn't mean that they own me, but that's how they're wanting to operate. If I screw up, somebody gets sick with the food, it's on me. It's not like the state says, well, because we inspected him, if somebody gets sick, we'll take the arrow for that. That's not the way it works. They don't. Well, I'm coming up on 9 minutes here. When I come back, I want to talk a little bit about the amendments to the Constitution, which I believe that you should be going through regularly, and I want to talk about a solution to this that I think is pretty clear-cut. And I think what we're moving into here is we're standing on the shoulders of everything that has happened before with the feral swine thing. I think this guy, if he's operating independently, has really screwed the pooch. If he was told to do this, we want to know who directed that. All right, this is Mark from Baker's Green Acres. Anyone can farm.